Right, welcome back to the Nook. We're underway. Match 2 on the day. C2 Attack 17-1 Elite versus A10. Apologize as we try to make some fine tuning. Adjustments to the rig here. Nice swing there for A10. Not the ideal location as the boys are on the far side. I remember my first block too. It was pretty spectacular. Back row swing for Riley, just a bit outside. That one into the lower tape. That's never good. Well, except for us, of course. Good for us. Not so good for them. Colin with the dirty ace. I'll have to get a dog-eared one for that. That one was particularly good. All right, 4-serving-3, Colin back to serve. I think that one ever cleared. Cuatros contactos, my darling. With a side of Huevos Rancheros. Colin back to serve once more at 5-3. This time, nice one. Overpass. Adding insult to injury, the libero is still down from the serve receive. Gets one drilled at him by Jakai as the overpass is disposed of properly. Colin still kicking it. There's a nice one. Nice up. Colin with the running jump back set. Displaying all the mad skills. And unlike the match against Cincy Attack, C2 out of the gates early here. Off the block, Colin, nice one-handed up. Out to Jakai. Good dig, but an overpass. Jakai gets to return fire. That one is not defended. 8-3. C2 with a big lead. No wristy snappy on the hitty. That one sculled flat out into the retaining net. And C2 out to a big lead at 9-3. Dropping in the shorty. Nice swing there, and a 4-9 score as A10 steps back to serve. I like the hockey sweater worn by the A10 coach. Always loved me a good hockey sweater. Nice serve there, but Jakai makes it look like, no big deal. And returns fire right down the line. With pace. Did I mention there was pace? There was. 10-4, good buddy. Josh Pete, another overpass. Results in a free ball that is summarily devastated. C2 looking pretty cohesive in this match. Pretty good for a team that practices, well, not since mid-October or something. That one's into the net, though. 5-11. A10 goes to work trying to get out of this hole. Nice serve there. The funky looking backswing and approach, but effective as that one had some movement on it. Kind of started in toward the middle, but then veered left to right down the line. That was very nice. Just a bit outside. 12-6 now. Jakai back to serve. That one was well long. An A10 hailing from Pittsburgh, or they're all named Pittsburgh, one of the two. Goes back to serve. Riley, nice and easy over the top, but a good one-handed up. Blocked back, recycle coming. And back row attack call. – 13-7 now for Rory. Into the net. 8-13. Off the block and out of play, point A10. R2 setting up for somebody over there, not the R2. Somebody else taking care of a drink spillage or something. Back row swing is well wide. $14-10 now. Server Josh. All right, got to ring. Well, Setter Josh still serving, actually. 16-10, and a timeout now for A10. A10 breaks huddle as C2 trots back on the court. Down the line, off the defender and out of play. The Bureau, that is. The Bureau adamant about a candy cane touch. I did not actually see it. Not saying it didn't happen, but $17-10 now the lead. Ladled over. That's off the blocker and out of play. Nice swing there. $18-11 for the Blonde Bomber. And you know it, you love it, the Dirty Ace. 19-11 now. What pairs well with an ace? Well, a pair of aces, of course. That's right. If you're paying close attention, it's spades for the girl, or spades for the boys. Hearts for the girls. Nice dig out to Jakai. Nice swing there for 8-10. They trail 12-20, big gap. And that was not going to help them close it, as that was down the line and well out of play into the retaining net. Holland back to serve now. Drops that in. A little trouble brewing. Going to be a free ball. Sound the feasting horn. Oops. Feast is going to start on a delayed basis, but no, like a double call on the chunder over. I'm going to get 22-12. Back row swing, Bradley off the block. Nice up. Guy with a nice effort trying to get that on the back pedal, but that's into the net. Tough swing from there. 13-2. Take that. 22-13. Didn't mean to truncate our 20. Those are important. Oh God, there's another one in the bottom of the net. I wouldn't turn my back on him, guys. Or if so, do that sort of I'm ready to be arrested and cuffed thing with the fingers interlaced behind your head. Protect the dome. Okay. Josh P puts one into play. Probably with a nice dig. Tight to the net though, and that one fails some minutes. Point for A10. Jakai like a freight train with dreads on that last one, but fails to miss on the serve, and then in the ensuing attempt to pass it back over, almost drilled Rory, I believe that was. All right, set point and a handful. Dang near a Googleplex, in fact, for C2, as it's 15 serving 24. Josh P hits that one a bit long. And A10 lives to fight another point, 16 serving 24. And so it ends, not with a bang, but with a whimper, as it were. C2 takes the opening set. 25 to quite a bit less than 25. Looked good from start to finish. Got a little slow out of the gates against Cincy Attack. Looked well oiled from the get-go there. Still remarkable to me how well these guys play together without practicing much in between, or any, at least not together. Obviously, the boys trying to get reps on their own, but the C2 model with kids from various surrounding states from their Nashville base. Practice before the season and before nationals, and not much in the season proper. I think the last time they were all together in practice mode was a long time ago. Not to get too precise. Late October, maybe? Before the first tournament in November. And yet, they still managed to get it done, missing a couple key players too along the way with Rowdy, Josh, and Caden on the bench. We wish them both speedy recoveries and hopefully a return to action before the season concludes. College football playoffs named their finalists last night. So it'll be the Hurricanes versus the Hoosiers. Love the alliteration. It's hoping for another epic battle last night, like the A&M Miami game, but Indiana just laid it to Oregon. The boxing match, they would have stopped it late in the first quarter, I suspect. Cruel and unusual punishment doled out by the Hoosiers. It quickly became difficult, if not boring, to watch. Absolute classic on Thursday night, though. Probably the first and only time we'll talk about football on this broadcast, which is maniacally devoted to the sport of volleyball. Maniacally. Unless we sell squares to the game, of course, as a fundraiser, in which case we'll talk about it. Food for thought and points to ponder. Okay, enough of my rambling. Set 2 is about to get underway. And it looks like A10 will serve it up. Set 2 is underway. Raleigh looked a bit like a giraffe feeding at a lake. Didn't really bend the knees a whole lot. Didn't get the hips to get that one. Shorty did not get low. Okay, 1 serving 0. The lefty top spin. Taken in stride. We got a libero change, as you no doubt noticed. Oh! Off the blocker and down. 2-0 lead for A10. That one just a bit outside. Cullum gets a piece of it, but still manages to squirt on through to the next court. Rousey buries that one in the net. Oh, the roller coaster ride that can be serving. He's positively rampaging in the first match. Got a pair of aces in the first set here. Josh B, nice swing to the far sideline. 2-3. Julian. Wait for it. There we go. Slow on the draw. I'm juggling a lot of things. A whiff. That never went, I don't think. Play on play is the call, though. Ladled over. Wow. And I don't know if there was a signal from the R2 that took a while to get transcribed, but that was 17 contacts later, a Quattros Contactos call is made. Maybe the most delayed call I've seen it. Now, I couldn't tell if the R2 was trying to get his attention or exactly how that went down. So I guess justice delayed is still justice, although some would argue it's justice denied. Not in this case, probably, though. Fair force. Delay was, after all, brief. That one's into the net. Point C2, they take the lead. First lead in the set at 5-4. Josh P. back to serve. Whoa. It's probably a good shot from the oppo pin, not as much from the left pin. 6-4 now. That was a good swing, though. Josh P. gets a piece of it, but didn't exactly spring back to his feet. Sun tanning is what we would call that on the beach. Not ready for the third contact as a result of still being prone. All right, Fab serving 6, that one. Wow, I thought that was going to be yards out. It turned out to only be a few inches out. Out is out after all, as Coach Danny dodges a bullet. That'll bring up Jakai. Oh, nails the line judge on the fly. It's going to be a hip pointer for the Cincinnati attack, gentlemen. And a point for A10. 6 serving 7. Keep your head on a swivel, folks. I guess you at home don't have to. But... wow, that's an object lesson in serving out. 8 serving 6, Rory back to do the honors. Oh, nice. Nice power tip by the setter for A10. Finds the floor. But remember, he's front row, boys. And another serve. These guys like to put some side spin on the ball. I'll give them that. Nine serving 7. Boom goes the dynamite. As Sakai hammers that one down the line in the middle back for A10, just kind of looking on in awe and probably glad he was not in the line of fire. I know I was. Kai lets that one go. Bryce just missed that one. Tight game here, 14-15. Julian with a nice one-handed set there. Rolled over the top. Sakai gives chase, but can't corral it. And A10 is back on top, 16-15. I take it back. It's tied. Or they didn't flip the score. 1-2. Really nice job at the platform set there. Shuffles that to Bradley. That's blocked. Bradley on the reach. Goes for the Kong, but it's off the block and out of bounds. Point A10. They lead by 1 now, 16-15. That one sails long. And that one drifts wide. 18 serving 16 now. Is A10 about to serve. Julian after Briley, that's blocked back. (19-16). Shorty. There we go. A little more altitude on that set, made it a little more hittable. Spanked down hard cross. I know they were talking about calibration between points there. Riley and Julian. Julian back to serve. At 17-19, I believe. That is a free ball. Sound the feasting horn. Back set. Josh P goes hard cross. Nicely done. Felt like say 4-4, but I guess it was really 2-2. Same thing, only different. And a timeout. C2 within 1 at 18-19. Overpass. Bryce collects it, but no second contact. It was and into the basket, into the garbage can. It was making its way along. Pass a little off to the mark, but playable, yet nobody got there to play it. A little discombobulation there as C2 now trails 18-21. Or more correctly, I guess 21-18 as A10 serves. Ladled over. Nice back row set for Jakai, who slams that off the block for the score. And now Briley back serve at 19-21. Colin checks back in for Bryce, and nice job, Briley, with the ace. 20 serving 21, C2 within 1. That one's into the net, and so goes the roller coaster ride of serving for the day. 22-20 A10 lead. Boom, nice. Julian with the quick out to Jakai, who rips that down. Now C2 within 1 at 21-22. Colin back to serve. Nice job over the top of the double block, or at least beside it. Too hot for Bradley to handle, and a 23-21 lead for A10. I think I can go out on a limb and say it is officially crunch time here at Spooky Nook. Colin, nice play. Jakai chunders that into the abyss, though. And that will bring up set point for A10, and they've got a handful of them as they lead 24-21. Wow, okay, that one was short and wide as it hits the court marker side to the right of the antenna, and the lower portion of the court marker side at that. So the A10 team should be drinking free on number 3's dime, or at least his parents, if such traditions are looked after in Pittsburgh. Okay. C2 fighting to get back in it. They won the first set, so A10 trying to push us to a third. C2 trying to clean this up in 2. They got out of the gates in the first match really well compared to the Cincinnati Attack match at 8. But looked a little less cohesive. Not sure if that's... We did have a couple of personnel changes for the start of it. Bryce was in for Colin, but did... Oh, that one's landed in there for the ace. I thought and Julian was in for setter. They both did a fine job, I think. And there's a block for the point. And the set that goes to A10, and C2 now will regroup and come out for set 3. Remember, that's the shorty to 15. I know, we were looking so solid in set 1. See if we can right the ship here. What quarter are they on?
16's one.
Oh, okay.
They win? Yes. 16's one. That they went long in the third, like 17, 15.
Oh, dang. All right.
I don't even know what day it is. I'm like, wait, what day is it?
And are you videoing this match?
What?
Are you videoing this match?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Because Huddle's given us an out of space warning, which normally just means you have to clear it before it'll process, but it's not even let it record right now, so I think I'm missing most of this game. So I'm gonna have to look at that.
recorded the whole thing.
Okay, I may need to. I can probably download something from YouTube, but sometimes the quality is iffy.
Yeah,
So let me look at that, and I may try to. I had problems. I think you passed me a file the last time, and it didn't load for some reason. I may try to screen record it and see if it'll load again or something. I'm not sure what the heck was going on, but I've noticed that it's still sitting out there unloaded. It errored out and trying to load the huddle.
Oh, I have it if you need it again, probably.
I've got the file. I don't know if I can figure out what's wrong with it or why it won't take it. I'm not sure if I don't know what's going on with that.
On Huddle?
Yeah, it's trying to load it.
I've had that happen, and I've had to like back out of Huddle, go in, and then make sure it's on the Wi-Fi and let it sit, and eventually look out when it's finally done. I've had that happen where it's stalled and nothing I could do to get it to load, and you were saying it was uploading and then wouldn't go anywhere.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take another look at it today and try to get that fixed. We shall see. Oh, the vagaries of Huddle. One step up, two step back sort of thing. All right, getting our money's worth in this one. Set 3 is underway. Looks like that was just long. And just long is the call. That'll go to A10. They lead 1-0. Some moving parts over there. It was 100% clear to me that we were sure that was out, or nobody was ready to pass it. But all's well that ends well. That one went out, but that one did not end well. That's hammered down by A10. They'll serve at a 2-1 lead. Again, we are in the third set as we've split. C2 won the opener, but lost set 2 there. Rory swinging just a bit wide. Maybe more than a bit, if we're honest. 3-1. Rally next to floating and the continued floating, and more floating still opens up and lets that one sail along. So a point for C2. And Josh P will serve it. 2 serving 3. Some discombobulation on the A10 side, and that one drops in for the ace. Pair of 3s. If you like your pizza deep dish, you enjoyed that pass. Boom, Jakai. Drills that right at the lib. Point C2, they take a 4-3 lead. There might have been a lift there, but academic in any case, if the ball is under OB, pair of 4s. Rory, nice swing off the block. Good for a 5-4 lead, you've had to serve. Tip, Roy throws it back. Says Niet. Bring that in here. 6 serving 4. Finds the floor, points for A10. They'll serve trailing by 1 at 5-6. Briley wins the joust. Pushes C2 ahead, 7-5. Rory back to serve. Blasted down the line at Chakai. Too hot to handle, though. A10 within 1 at 6-7. Line violation, maybe? Not sure exactly what the R1 is signaling, but it could be a rotation issue. I didn't see the classic flat-palmed hand swirly. Did see some pointing and wagging. Rare exchange, it looked like, between the coach and the R1, as opposed to being channeled through the captain. But R1 is down now and walking over to the scorer's table, I believe, to sort things out, which would lead me to believe we've got a rotation call, not a line call. So while they ponder, pondering seems to be done. The R1 is now talking to the coach for A10. I think trying to spell out who the miscreant was, or miscreants. There could have been multiple miscreants. I hate it when we have more than one miscreant. That's more use of the word miscreant than I probably anticipated using maybe in a lifetime. All right, well, one way or the other, a decision has been reached. The R1 is climbing the stand, and A10 is serving the ball trailing by 1 at 6-7. So maybe we're doing that over? In any case, game on. Oh, goodness, out to Riley, who hammers that down the line with great vengeance and furious anger. Eight serving 6. Nice hard cross there. A10 hanging tough, 7 serving 8. But they show a complete disdain for prosperity and crunch that right into the net. That brings back the blonde bomber. An adventurous day at the service line. A little off that to good effect, as that's a deep set out of system for A10. Opportunity here, and Chakai takes full advantage, hammers that down for a 10-7 lead. I don't know if the line judge signaled out initially, and maybe Colin was about to lose his mind. I could be imagining all this. If so, it was overridden by the R1. The ball was clearly in. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that may have happened. 10-7 for Bradley. Oh, dang, that's kind of tipped high into the deep. That should probably be covered up. And by probably, I mean like 100 times out of 100, that ball should be touched and played up. And anyway, moving on. 8 serving 10. Maybe not in doubles, but in sixes. Josh P. bringing the pain to the deep. 3-point C2 lead, 11-8. Colin back to serve. Black row Bradley with tip the pancake. They got it, yes, okay. Thought I heard a whistle, but I think it was from the other court. Academic, as that is thundered down. Point for C2. They lead 12-8 and a timeout on the floor as A10 wants to caucus, as they now trail by 4. Nice defensive work on the pancake, though. I thought maybe that was going to be ruled off the menu, but play on play out was the call. Whistle from the other court confounded me. I am confounded. It's my normal state, though, so nothing to worry about. All right, timeout on the floor. Well, I was pondering whether some of our personnel changes didn't gel in set 2, and that was the reason that things looked a little out of sorts. But I think a large part of that had to do with A10 just up their game. They've continued to play well here until sort of a rash of injuries, for lack of a better word, inflicted by C2. As C2 is just elevated with a couple big swings and some nice service pressure to pull away here in set 3. 8 serving 13. And 9 serving 13. But again, it may point to some of the vagaries of the lack of opportunities to practice together. Create some challenges sometime getting that cohesion. And the firing of all cylinders. All right. Nice swing there for Josh P. That'll bring up match point and a handful, 14-9. Josh P to do the honors. He's back to serve, and nice pass. That's tipped over. Colin with the pancake. Jakai takes aim, but it's wide. Double stack of pancakes in this set. Getting hungry just thinking about it. Still match point for C2 as A10 back to serve at 10-14. Nice rip there, but Colin makes it look easy. Moving to his right. And Jakai is blocked. And 11 serving 14. Really nice pass. Oh, he has to backpedal, free balls that over. That's kind of thrown off Jakai's block for the point. Nice heads up play there, or possibly fortuitous in the A10 defensive line. C2 will take the timeout this time. They want to chat, as A10 has hung in there, survived multiple match points, and now have closed to within 2 at 12-14. All right, we got the 2-hour break coming up next, so 2 matches in between this one and our third and final of the day. So the restart time is scheduled for 1 p.m. Central. Feels like we're running a skosh ahead, although this three-setter may have counteracted that a bit. Well, we wasn't going to go down wondering. Nice rip there, but it's just a bit long, and A10 will lose set 3. Nice aggressive jump serve, but again, it sailed a bit long, so that'll do it C2 with the win. They come out of set 3 with a 15-12 win, or 15-13 make that. We'll shut it down and be back in about 2 hours for today's finale. That'll wrap up pool play, and I believe we'll move on to bracket play tomorrow. Until then, we're signing off.